Welcome to the very first NHL 2004 Retro Gaming franchise mode episode. Jeez, I can't even talk right now. The amount of stuff I've had to deal with today. Ignore those lines on the screen. Actually, they look a lot better being recorded than they actually do on my monitor right now. But so the first episode of NHL 2004, I had to jump through so many hoops just to get this up and running today. I'm hoping my audio is good, just to make sure. I'm just fingers crossed. I've tested it like 3 times. I've lost so many episodes due to random crap. So I'm hoping that everything works out well here. I did a video that was like an hour and a half long the other day, and I did it on the roster reveal. I literally went through and showed off the entire league, even the elite leagues, and found like guys like Henrik Lundqvist and stuff. And I found all these guys, like all these crazy guys that are like current NHLers that were actually back in Sweden and Finland and Germany at this time. And I just looked through all the rosters. With that in mind, I looked through the rosters and I didn't know like truly what team I wanted to do. I wanted to do a higher end team for sure, kind of just like we did with Colorado. I wanted to do a higher end team, and I didn't really know who to do for this one. But I kind of came to terms with like one team, because I know I know I'm going to use them here, and I'm probably not going to use them again. Just based on, I don't think I have like another iteration. They don't have a team that I like a roster build that I like until like 2010. Dynasty/franchise mode that I'm doing for NHL 2004. My team is going to be the Philadelphia Flyers. I'm using a different emulator this time around. I was trying to set everything up with the same emulator I was using, PCSX2, and nothing worked. Not only that, cutscenes in the game were loading at like half the speed, and the ice wasn't even rendering properly. There'd be like black patches of ice. That was obviously out of the equation for this series and for you guys, because I'm not putting that up if it's that bad. Of course, the other emulator that's very popular is the Dolphin emulator. It emulates the GameCube, as you can see on the bottom of the screen here. You can see all the different control things and the Z button, which I had no idea. I had to look up a GameCube controller. I was not a GameCube player. I pretty much went straight from a PlayStation 1 to an Xbox, and I've barely ever come off Xbox since. Now getting to the roster. Philadelphia Flyers aren't like a crazy stacked team. You're not looking at anything on their team and going like, this team is unbelievable. There's nothing, like they have really good players. That's about it. Recchi, Roenick, Leclerc, Primo. Kapanen's very good at this time. Hanzus is decent. Simon Gagne is like pretty much just entering his prime. Tony Amonte's even here. This was a good team at the time. And of course a very young Justin Williams, who's the captain of no, he's not even the captain anymore. I keep forgetting this. No, but he's the former captain of the Carolina Hurricanes. And then looking at their goalies, Jeff Hackett, Robert Esch as their backup goalies. Yeah, I think I picked Philly mostly because, one, they still have the black jerseys at this time, which I love. They have that jersey scheme. They have the 3D one, which is awesome. And then they've got one that's like kind of like their current away jersey, I believe. And I'm not sure if they have any others at this point. I think that's just it. But yeah, they have like a decent selection of jerseys. There's some teams who have like, I think Vancouver has like literally every jersey you can think of Vancouver ever having is in this game. It's crazy. I don't even know how, but they're all in the game. They have like 8 vintage jerseys for some reason. So like that plus their alternate plus their 2 home jerseys is like, they have like 10 jerseys. With that in mind, I did want to just show off like a couple other teams. I'll go and look at the teams that were in the Stanley Cup final, which have changed a little bit. So Fedorov was on Detroit in 2003. He's now on Anaheim. The Ducks got like really bad somehow over the I didn't really realize that. I just figured that they just made the playoffs again and just got beat out a bunch. But no, this team, like, actually, that year that they went to the Cup final in 2003, which for my money is, like, still the best Stanley Cup final ever, they lost a ton of players after that. But they do have, of course, J.S. Shigeru, 93 overall, after that incredible playoff run. He won the Conn Smythe Trophy, and he didn't even win the Cup. I think that's, like, the last instance that has ever happened in the league, so he had an unbelievable playoff run. Him winning the Conn Smythe was so crazy because he was... Not only was he definitely the MVP of that team and the most valuable player to any team in that playoff stretch, Brodeur on the other side had 7 shutouts in that playoffs. 7. Jaguar had 5, which is unbelievable. But Broder also had 7. You could have easily given the Conn Smythe Trophy to Martin Broder that year. I gotta mention, after I did this in NHL 2003, Maxima Finneganov is no longer 6'5". Perfect. That's the one change EA had to make in between these games. Not really, but he's not that big anymore. So thank God, because Maxima Finneganov, as anybody will remember, he was a short, agile sniper that nobody would ever confuse for a 6'5" hockey player. This is where I'm going to admit I made a mistake. Okay? Just before we get into the franchise mode and I show you guys a little bit of the game, and I probably will just play one game for this episode, just because I don't want to do too much on the very first episode, and then we'll get in and figure it out from there. Colorado, I clearly picked the wrong year to do Colorado because they get so much better in this season as compared to the season that we used them in NHL 2003. Wrote it out as the top 6 forward group for the Colorado Avalanche at that time was like Sakic, Forsberg, Hayduk, Tongue, Drury, and Verbata. So this changes from those 6 players on Colorado at this time to Forsberg, Hayduk, Correa, Sakic, Solani, and Tongue. Like, the top 6 was ridiculous. So I clearly picked the wrong year. The only difference really being that Patrick Waugh was gone. He retired, and David Abishade took over the goaltending duties for the Colorado Avalanche. The other big one is like how good Detroit is in this game. If you just look through here, like, this team is just stacked to the brim. It doesn't look crazy just by looking at these numbers, but when you actually go look in, they're the highest ranked or rated team in the entire game by far. They're just unbelievable. And then you, of course, go look at their goaltenders and realize they have this. Their lowest goaltenders in 88 overall. And they have Hasek and Joseph at 93 and a 90. It's just ridiculous. But with that in mind, we're going to start the Dynasty mode, the franchise mode, for NHL 2004, which for my money is the best one of any game that's ever been put out. They had a system in this one that was like, if they had kept carrying it forward and making it better and better and building on it, it would have been unbelievable. Unfortunately, they didn't, just kind of for one aspect of it. And this is what I'll get into right now. Okay, so I filled this out. I picked this GM because he looks like the only one who looks sort of normal at this point, or is not way too old. The game gave you a GM model to choose from. You could obviously put in your name. I just put in the channel name because I don't think I need to put in my own name for this. Alright, I scrolled down so you guys could actually see it there, but of course, you see the Philadelphia Flyers here, rated at an 85. I talked about Detroit. They're overall 85. 85 for the, yeah. So we're going to jump into it now, and I'll kind of explain the mode as we go along. Did I mess up the name of that? I feel like I put in the last name wrong. So starting off, the team owners have fired most of the staff and sold most of the team facilities. As a result, your players are playing way below their potential. For every 100 experience points you get, the team owners will let you upgrade the staff and facilities. It is your job to earn these upgrades and start building your dynasty. To begin with, so let's look at just what the game allows you. I did mess up the name so badly. I'm going to go back and correct that. I fixed the name. We're good. Alright, so to start, first off, not only do you have a ticker to show you teams, or the results of the games, I should say, you have access to all these different things. So you have GM rankings where you can look through all the different GMs in the league and find out who's been the best one so far and on what team. So you have yearly experience points, skill level, experience points, attendance, and you have profit. So it shows which teams are the most profitable, what your team salary is at. By the way, this year's Rangers, I'm pretty sure, were like double that after like maybe their signing bonuses and crap like that at this time. Because I know the Rangers spent way too much money on everything. So you have the GM rankings, you have your finances where you can go in, you can say your ticket prices, you can see against the league how your ticket prices fare against another one. You can see your attendance for a game, average attendance, your revenue you're making from that, your concessions, your TV contract, that's a huge one that's not in the current games with all the owner mode stuff. And then your expenses, showing you exactly how much you're putting out and what your profit margin is. Now, in this game, as we'll see as we go along into the next 3 games, I think it is, in 2005, 06, and 07, what they did is they made it a priority for you to actually meet goals from your ownership or your ownership group or your president or whatever you want to call it, having goals in mind. So this was the very much laying the groundwork for that, which was awesome. Because if my goal for the owners of this team or for the president or whoever it is to make 10 million in profit, I got to make changes here. I got to adjust my team salary. I need to figure out my operating costs, stuff like that. Everything there as well, you can change. You can make better. You can change almost everything here. I say this like it's not a thing we've had in the game for the past 4 years, like with the current editions of NHL. Like, I think it's been from 18, 19, and 20, so I should say 3. It has been in the game, but honestly, this system is better than what they currently have in, because it's not really explained and it's not driven to do anything or do anything with the game currently. So in that way, and this is something that's plagued Madden as well, I like this system better. I wish they would bring something back into kind of this realm. So you have progress reports too. I didn't actually notice this. Hold on. I messed that up. So you actually have home and away. What I'm already noticing is on the road. So of course, like it said at the beginning of the game, everybody's playing way below expectations. Everybody's playing below their potential. So you need to build them back up. So not only am I starting off with a Jeremy Roenick who should be a 91, but he's actually an 84. When he's at home, he's even worse. He's -9. He's in 82. So everybody's playing worse at home than they are on the road currently. So a lot of this stuff is... I love all of this stuff because it's so much changed, because there's so many different things that they put into the game to make it different, to give it a unique feel when you were starting a franchise mode. I know I'm somebody who, like, right now, I jump on NHL and every 2 to 3 weeks I do a new franchise just out of pure boredom. There's just no depth to the mode anymore. But yeah, this currently shows you literally exactly what changes and how your players are affected when they're at home versus when they're on the road. Some of these guys might end up being really good on the road and really bad at home, and that's a huge difference. And something, again, you just don't see in the current games. So a scouting system in this game that doesn't actually give you all of the stats like 2003 did. And honestly, this is something I wish they put in the current games now. I'd rather know a player's overall when I draft them with the Fog of War system, like be able to have an accurate guess. The FIFA models worked great, where your scout will give you, hey, he's between an 81 and an 86, meaning you know you're getting a really good player in that spot. This actually allows you to take your scouts and assign them and increase and build upon your scouting staff in order for you to get more overall system unlocks. And that's huge. Just being able to know the attributes of a player you're about to take in the draft, who, if you're a bad team, that player's about to be the face of your franchise potentially, right? Not that I'm going to be using any of this, because we're going to move on right on to NHL 2005 after the first season, but this is all stuff that when I'm showcasing these games, I want to showcase just how good this franchise used to be and how they are building back up to nearly that. But there's still so much longer they have to go and more they have to do. And you have the ability from here to do manage roster. You have contracts in this game, unlike the last game. You're able to go here, look at your trades. Here's your salaries. Here's a guy you're trading. You can do all this stuff right here. And that's another one. Draft picks are here. They're actually in the game this time around. In the 2003 finale video, I actually looked at the trade deadline, and every one of those was like a player-for-player trade. That's not how trades have ever worked in the NHL. We've had player-for-player deals. We've had 2-for-2 or 3-for-3 deals, but we've never had like deals all year round be like that, and no teams ever traded picks. Teams always trade picks. Picks were traded in the Gretzky trade years ago. Picks have always been part of trades. So it's a big addition this year that there are draft picks in the game for you to be able to deal around. On top of that, you have the contract screen. You can see your team's salary. You can see absolutely, look at this. Forwards, you have 18 forwards, defense, goalies. You can see that right on there. I believe you can do that now. I could be mistaken actually in NHL 20 if it actually gives you a breakdown of forwards, defense, and goaltenders. I think all it does is actually tell you the amount of contracts you've signed and exempt contracts you have. As well, on the right side, it tells you your superstar players, and it'll tell you your star players. So let's scroll around the league, because according to this, we don't have any. So star players, I would assume it's not Mike Johnson here. I'm going to hazard a guess and say it's the goalies, because Burke is a 90 overall. I would assume that's probably the threshold. Is a 90, and then anybody over like a 95 or something is considered a superstar. The Canucks say they have 3 star players. I believe it's Bertuzzi, Naslund, and Kluche. I think Kluche comes in at a 90 in this game. What's interesting to note, though, however, is I just actually did scroll through. No team has a superstar level player, so it appears that the below the potential system that they talked about at the beginning of the game, when you load it into the mode where everybody's playing below potential, I think that applies to everybody, but it reflects on you more than anybody else. And of course, there's free agency here too, because the free agency was in the game. Sorry, I'm actually going to back that out. Free agency was in the last game, but it was treated as waivers. So, like, if you wanted to just release a player, you just threw him to waivers, and then another team could just grab him. That was all it was. There was no, like, I just want to sign this guy, and there was also nobody just sitting on waivers. It was everybody was signed to a team in NHL 2003. So that's where everything kind of changed up with this. This is where it made total sense that all these guys are here and you can sign them. And I mean, for actually the beginning of a season, this is a lot of really, really good players that are actually sitting nowhere. And like I was debating about going through and putting the players, figuring out where all these players ended up and where they were playing and put them to their team. I figured I would be doing that for quite a while, so I just opted not to. It's fine, honestly. If a team signs them, they can. But I'll just show you guys how that the weird system, because there was no salary cap. So everybody's playing with salary cap on now. When you have a salary cap on, it obviously limits how much you want to pay a player. I don't think you ever want to pay a player his asking price. So this game actually allowed you to negotiate the contracts, but it didn't really matter other than if you had, you know, a goal to meet and a profit, but those goals weren't even there. So this was the perfect game where you could just sign whoever the hell you wanted. So it actually only allows me to sign Nieuwendyk to 6 years. Now, I'm not sure, I recall at some point. So this apparently only allows you to sign players for 6 years. I thought this game actually allowed you to sign players to like 15-year contracts. I thought that was a thing. I could definitely be wrong. Yeah, apparently you can just... Maybe I just thought 6-year contracts were ridiculous at the time. When I was a kid, envisioning as, you know, like an 8-year-old playing this game that somebody could sign for 6 years. But anyways, yeah, I don't think there's anybody on this free agent list that actually ended up playing for the Flyers. So I'm not going to be looking too much at anybody here. I'm just going to kind of let it be. Maybe I'll check the... Maybe I'll check the roster just in case. Alright guys, as you can see, I am now wearing different clothes. So, probably recognize at this point, something happened. When I went in the previous portion of the video and actually started looking up the Flyers roster, I had a glitch, like a kind of like a buff happening with the screen capture. Everything looked fine, it reset itself, and then I actually recorded, as you can see, that episode against the Buffalo Sabres. Not an episode, I should say a game. But I recorded that one. Everything seemed fine on this end. And then when I went to actually watch back the footage, it was just a still frame of my face. So obviously that wouldn't work. So 2 things I'll address right off the hop. 1, this game is a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. And 2, I missed showing you guys the best aspect of the franchise mode, so I will go back and show that. Jumping back to the Buffalo Sabres game, though, yeah, it was a lot more difficult than I expected. I'm playing on the difficult setting. I want to just challenge myself as much as possible and make these games as, you know, competitive as possible. So in doing so, I didn't realize that my goaltender, even though Jeff Hackett's kind of good in this game, was actually going to have so many difficulties. I wish I was able to actually recover that footage and, you know, get and show you guys that stuff. But, man, like, there was a point where Miro Shatan just walked into the zone and, like, slap shot, like a clean slap shot. Just walked in past the blue line, slap shot, and Hackett just acted like he, like, you know, he didn't even know how to stop it. He reacted like a goaltender who had never seen a slap shot before. So clearly there's some stuff to tweak, and I mentioned that in the second portion of the episode I recorded. Unfortunately, that part is gone, so I'm going to be tweaking the gameplay probably after every game or so, just to see and try to balance it out so it's realistic and I'm not getting completely stomped, but also I'm not, stomping the other team as well. And additionally, in 2003, I was actually giving the AI boosts, like their players and their goaltending, to make it more even. And even then, I was still winning a lot of games in 2003, but on this side, I think I have to increase my goaltender's ability to stop pucks. Hackett got lit up in that game. I don't need a crazy big boost, but there's probably some boosting to be done. And just going through and editing some of the sliders in the game, I actually don't see anything for goaltenders. So I think that is the only way I could actually improve my goaltenders other than getting a really good goaltender. On a positive note, this episode is going to be a bit longer. It'll actually feature 2 games fully. It was originally just supposed to feature the Buffalo game. So in this episode, we are going to have games against the Pittsburgh Penguins, our Pennsylvania State rival. And we're going to jump out on the road, get into the Shark Tank against the San Jose Sharks. Jumping back to, I want to show you guys the best part of the franchise mode, the coolest aspect, and that's something I wish they brought back, the GM office. So the GM office kind of works in 2 different ways. One, you have experience points that you earn by doing trades, by winning games. And as you can see, because I lost that first game, I didn't get any experience points. So every 100 points that you earn in the game allows you to buy upgrades. Now, of course, in the last episode, I actually already applied those upgrades. So taking a look at our upgrade screen here, there's 2 things I really focused on. One was I wasn't going to put anything on my scouting, my marketing, or my legal team, because this is just a 1-year series. But the main point really is that our players are very underperforming. Their potential they're so low. You guys couldn't see it actually because of where I am on the screen. But when I was talking about the overall change due to the potential thing, like Jeremy Roenick's like a -7 and a -9 on the road or something. So increasing the coaching staff is what actually helps us get those players back to the potential quicker. As you can see, they determined it as a goalie coach. Just think of it as levels, because a goalie coach in NHL 20 terms means somebody who's growing and developing your goalies. This isn't that. But on this level, the goalie coach is allowing us to help our players reach their potential 4 months faster. So I think this was at level 2 or level 3 when I started. I believe it was at level 3 because I put 2 upgrades onto the coaching staff, and then I did one onto, can't remember which one. The practice rink was the other one. We upgraded it to a cold tub. Because our players were so much worse at home, they were an extra -2 overall at home, I decided I would actually do that and basically even it up. So the cold tub here actually allows our players to have attributes +1 or +2 for all home games, which is going to make us pretty much even in terms of on the road and at home our overalls. Now, the other thing was when you spend these upgrade points, you get stuff for your office. So as you guys can see here as I'm scrolling through, I didn't actually unlock a whole lot of stuff. Yeah, I unlocked the Vegas desk. You start off with the slate desk. That is your basic desk, I should say. And Vegas, I unlocked that one. There's so much of this stuff. And this is probably the coolest part for me is, so you start off with the metal floor, and then I put on the marine one because it's the new one that I unlocked. As you progress, as you do more stuff, as you spend more upgrade points, you unlock more things for your office, which is a cool little detail because what it really does is allow you to make your GM unique. With that in mind, I don't really have a whole lot to actually expand upon with the game right now. We are going to go in and just do the games right now because there's nothing really else left to do in this episode. So sit back and enjoy the Pittsburgh Penguins and the San Jose Sharks games. Oh, one last thing I didn't actually get to touch on. As you can see, these M, S, and Ls, these are actually practices. If I go to the 20th here, instead, I'll keep this as a day off. I'm not going to change it. But yeah, you actually end up getting to set practices and days off and determining what kind of practices. And as you can see, it affects the following day's performance. So running a bunch of practices back to back when your days off is maybe not the best idea. It actually allows your players to get better for the next game. So it's smarter to practice the day before a game, of course. And you know what? As this goes along, I'll probably start editing this up a little bit. Just because as I'm realizing, if you actually play a game and then have a short practice afterwards, that's probably the best way to go about doing it. Of course, just running your guys into the ground like the game is planning on doing for this entire week is probably not the best idea. So let's get into our first game, technically, of the episode against the Pittsburgh Penguins at home. So, of course, the intros for the game are different. The main thing about this game really is that it went away from the arcade aspect of NHL 2003, and it really went to just simulation hockey. The other thing, too, is I believe they took photos of all the players, and they started scanning faces that way. So it's actually very interesting because of that. You end up with a lot of players who look pretty close to themselves. As you guys can tell already by looking at this game, oh, what a hit. The gameplay is a lot better, a lot more refined, and plus, on this emulator, I'm not using the PCSX2 emulator anymore. I'm using, oh my goodness, I'm already getting like slammed in this early going. I'm not using the PCSX2 emulator anymore. I'm using the Dolphin emulator that emulates the GameCube version of the game. This actually is very surprising just how good this looks. I'm still gushing over this. Nice block by Weinrich. So one of the other things too is they brought in a system called Bruise Control, and it's interesting. Basically, it's what we currently have in the games. We use the right stick to hit. We use the right stick to hit players nowadays, and this was the first one where it was really introduced. What I do like about the hitting today, or in this game, I should say, as opposed to current gen, is that it's a lot more animation based, and I think that's not so bad. I don't think animations are so bad when it's hitting oriented. Anyways, there's another thing. Ken Hitchcock in the game. We had actual coaches, as you guys can see there. That's I love the cutscenes here. They look beautiful. That's the animation based aspect of the hitting. So there's Lemieux. Oh, good lord, nice shot. Hackett had a real rough outing against the Sabres. I gotta get used to B being shoot for this. So even in that game, it's actually surprising he had an .868 save percentage. Because he got lit up, but again, I think he faced like a good 30 or so shots. Oh, we drew a penalty. Nice shot. Rico Fata. There's a good example of you need to actually be very accurate with your passes in the game in order to get them where you want them to go. It's a very different feeling game, that is for sure. Also, hey, that's a hook. That is the early 2000s hockey, ladies and gentlemen. Everything was hooking and grabbing, and the only issue really with the game at this point is the AI relies so heavily on hooking and hitting that it becomes nearly impossible to like have control of a puck at any point during this. So it's something I gotta iron out a little bit with the sliders, because I even took down the hook effectiveness. I might be drawing that down to like pretty much nothing, just because of how prevalent it is so far in this. Like, it's not bad. I understand that this was the time of the game and like that was the era. But man, like, it's hard to even control the puck for like 5 seconds in this. It's a great game. It's just that when they took those steps to creating a better on ice product in the game, better gameplay and stuff, it really took it really had some issues early on. Rozov, our buddy from Colorado, almost scored. Another aspect I'm seeing already is I want to chalk it up somewhat to the potential system. My God, these passes. But the AI right now is just supremely faster at skating than I am. No matter who's on the ice. Like, Roenick can be out there. Oh, that hit the post. My goodness. There we go. Come on, Ricky. Oh, Ricky gets hip checked. Let's try Desjardins. Oh, back in front, Desjardins had a chance again. But yeah, as you guys can tell, like, the face stuff isn't that great, but it is, at the very least, it's a picture of the actual player's face on their character, which is very cool to see. Oh, nice scramble in front. Justin Williams almost had one. Look at the fans clapping. That's so weird. Looks so weird. Oh, on top of the net. Thank goodness. I thought that went in. One thing I don't like, I'm going to see if I can change, is getting that scoreboard to stay up. Nice stop by Hackett. Hackett's having a way better game. It's just we cannot generate any offense right now. Oh, dude, John Leclerc's so slow in this. Oh, Amante with a chance. Oh, Morozov. Oh, 2 chances. Good saves by Hackett. I don't even want to know what we're getting outshot by right now. Go, Recky. I didn't get tripped there. Oh, but Jesus. Oh, nice hit. I love that hit so much. I'm going to go back and look at that in the replay. I love that hit so much because it has both players fall over. I loved that. By the way, we're going to get outshot 20-5. I can't believe my pass percentage is actually that high. It feels like it's so much lower. Let's see. B. I don't know what my Z button is actually mapped to, but yeah, I love this. The turn in and the hit. And it actually, the animation causes them both to fall down. So it's such a big hit that the player also falls down because he came in at that angle too. I love that. I love animation-based stuff as long as it's not too much. Third period, we got to get some offense generated in this one. We got to really dominate the Penguins. They are not a good team. We should not be losing to them. Ooh, Leclerc got hit. All right, go Leclerc. Go. Oh my god, we're getting dusted around this ice. Pushed around so far. No, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. Go, Ricky. Yep, I saw that coming. And 2 hooks. Jesus Christ. Oh, nice try by Hanzus. Oh, what a block, dude. Oh my god, I'm going to look that up. Next whistle, I'm looking that up. Oh my god, every one of these passes is missing. There we go. Come on, Roenick. Come on, Roenick. Oh, the hero line's out, though. Oh, I love how far the goalie will actually... Oh. Roenick, where are you going? Oh, no, he can win it. He can win it. Oh, 2-line pass. Oh, good lord. Come on, Recky, let's go. No, why are we offside? Oh, my goodness, man. We are getting pushed around. No, man, I hate the hook so much. I need to know how much time we have left on this clock. Okay, we'll try pulling the goalie. That's game. Immediate turnover, of course. So, oh man, the goalie's still out. Oh, nice chance. Oh, nice. So I'm going to have to get used to that. I think I just got to start shooting the puck. Go, Calvin, go. Ooh, nice chance in front. I think that's going to do it, yeah. It was close. I'm gonna see if there's an option to keep that scoreboard up because it's tough doing a final minute of a game and when that goes off and you're trying to figure out how much time you have left. Yeah, it's all about adjusting for this game. It's so weird. I'm gonna try to get that hooking to come down. I wish they would just do it less, but I think that's kind of how the game is programmed. You got to go around it somehow. Might be just a helpful thing. Will probably be adjusting the pass accuracy just so I can pass around it a little bit more. But fortunately, we only had 10 shots on that game. We had more in the Buffalo game, that was for sure. Honestly, Hackett was very good in that game, so I'm glad that what I did with Hackett actually resulted in a very, very... It resulted in a very good game for him. Jeff Hackett, 26 saves. First star. Matt Bradley has the empty netter, and of course Ramsey Abid had the first goal of the game for the Penguins. Bradley's empty netter actually ended up being the game winner, though. So that, of course, was the Pittsburgh game. Before I start this San Jose game, I'm going to go in and edit the pass accuracy stuff just to increase it just a little bit and try to see how that works out. But otherwise, yeah, 0-2 to start the season. Not very good, but you know what? It's not a bad way to start when we're kind of learning a game real quick here. I'm going to go in, jump into the settings, look at those things, adjust them, and then we'll get into the San Jose game. Alright, so we're going to face the San Jose Sharks now, of course, in San Jose at the, is it called the HP Pavilion at this point? I think it is. It's not the SAP Center as it is in real life. Yeah, it's the HP Pavilion. So the Sharks 0-1, 0-2 on the year so far. If you're looking at that, no, that is not Joe Thornton. Joe Thornton's still on the Bruins. For some reason, they just had a Thornton on their team. Alan McCauley. That is Alan McCauley. There we go. We're going to use little passes. Move this puck up. Oh. Try to get that shot off at the last second. It's Hanzus. Oh, nice Gagne. Oh, nice backhand chance. I'm not sure if Gagne just tried to deflect that or not. I'm not sure if deflections are a thing yet. So this game already feels like it's going a lot better than the last one. That's for sure. Nice chance, Gagne. Love the board play there. That's nice. We really got smacked around by Pittsburgh in that one. Desjardins. Ooh, nice chance, nice chance. So that's going to do it for the first. Honestly, pretty uneventful, but we definitely had a better first period than we did against the Penguins. Still outshot, but, you know, we actually had more than one shot. So now Hackett's up to a 302 goals against and a 915 save percentage, which is really good. That's pretty much exactly where I want his numbers to be. Fortunately, just came up short. Oh, I guess deflections are a thing in this. Zamonte just deflected, not really well, but he just deflected Hronek's shot. Yeah, I love hearing some of these old names. Jonathan Chichu. Oh my goodness. Chichu, Donfus, Dimitrakos. Oh, what a block by Kim Janssen there. Oh, nice move by Primo. Oh, what a chance. So that's interesting too. I feel like, unless I was wrong and I read 918 as 915 earlier, his save percentage is actually increasing as the game goes along. So his stats are live updating. Monte, oh, he can't get the shot away. Oh, Hanzus too. Nice chance. Hanzus needs to get a change. Man, Hackett's been really good. I wonder if I made him like too overpowered. Oh, I mean, at the other end, Nabakov's giving me about the same, so I can't really complain as of yet. And I love the way this game looks. The other thing too is this game is like the favorite among most of the fan base of this. This game currently still gets rebuilt. It's like it gets modded with like online with a community that mods the thing to current day NHL. And it's really impressive the people who put the work in to keeping that updated and making it look so good. It's unbelievable. If you ever get a chance, go look up some NHL 2004 rebuilt mods. It is on YouTube, on anywhere. It's a really cool thing. I'm really interested in getting into it myself, just because I want to play and see how cool it is, and do a franchise mode that's 20 years long, you know, and has all these like GM office upgrades, and like they've done everything. They've redone the entire presentation system. They've redone the menus. It's awesome. It is really, truly awesome. If you guys have the opportunity, go look it up. Those guys deserve so much credit. Third period now underway. Still a 0-0 game. This has been a goaltender's duel. Definitely been a far cry from the first game I played where Hackett wasn't good. I've given him only 2 slot boosts. But unless I'm getting like games where I'm outscoring, the AI a bunch, I'm not really going to change this, because I feel like this is going to be very low scoring the whole way through. Oh, bad turnover. Nice poke check. Oh, Suey pass from Desjardins. Oh, Hronek. Oh, nice chance. Oh. I'm watching these like pucks, like bounce in on these goaltenders. Like when you block it or you poke it or something like that one with Gagne's shot. And man, that is worrying me. I feel like there's going to be some really brutal goals scored because the goaltenders default want to stay in stand-up. Oh, I almost sprung Nico wait, which Captain is that? Oh, Danfus scores. Honestly, I can't even get mad at the game. That's a shot probably Hackett should have had, but it's literally low scoring games that are probably going to be the most prevalent in this. You can tell the AI as soon as they scored that goal, like changed their system, the forecheck and all that. Because, man, they, like, shut down right away. Come on, Gagne. Oh, gets by him. Nice backhand try. Oh, nice try by Hanzus. Is that going to be an icing? Yeah. Let's take a timeout. There we go. Take a timeout. Beautiful. Here's an animation for it. I love it. I don't like the fact that Brashear is on the ice as an extra attacker, but we're just gonna play it. Uh-oh. Oh, good block by Desjardins. That might save the game here. Oh. Nope. And it is, early on at least, until I figure this out, it is very tough to score. It really is. Oh, dude. Okay. So there's probably gonna be a bit of a meta with shooting from like the circles, like the top or the middle point of the circle. I'm gonna guess. Probably on the your offhand. Definitely feels like it's so far. With that in mind, again, I don't know if next time I'm just gonna not pull the goaltender, but the last 2 times I've scored goals, it's with the goaltender out. Rathje with the empty netter. And Hackett again gets a first star. Oh my goodness. He's had 2 really, really good games. I gotta give it to him. It's unfortunate that we've not been able to win the last 2. But he's definitely increased his statistics. He's recovered very well off that first game. So Hackett, to start the season, he's top 10. He's in the top 5, I would honestly say, too, because probably Hlinka isn't their starter. He's only faced 17 shots, so I'm thinking that's probably not a starter. But yeah, like he's done very well. It's unfortunate that we just have not gotten the goals to shore that up, but hopefully that's a change that comes about very quickly. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Click like if you liked the video. Click subscribe if you want more of this. That's about it. Yeah, we got NHL 2004. We've got NHL 20 stuff is still coming. I'm working on it. The Legends career resim stuff is definitely coming very soon. I just have to set aside some time to be able to do it, which will probably be tonight. But yeah, that's coming to the channel. And of course, hockey right around the corner. We just had the schedules released last week. My God, there's going to be so many games in 9 days. There's 55 games in 9 days or something. So much fun if you just want to sit on the couch for your entire day. There's 6 games per day that you could watch. I think there might be... The 6 is the max, 5 is the average. But like being able to sit, and just watch all those games, I'm so excited to do it. And of course, I'm excited to get back to doing the Canes series, doing the game reaction videos. It's going to be stressful. Yeah, I haven't experienced stressful playoffs since 2017. So we'll wrap it up there. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Click like if you liked the video. Subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support you guys can give me. And we'll be back very soon with the next episode of the 2004 series with... Who are we facing? We are facing Phoenix and LA. Phoenix and LA still on the road. We'll get to that episode those games in the next episode, I should say. But again, thank you guys so much for joining me. I will see you on the next one.